Wasn't ready for that, but alright, so um do I still hear noise? Huh, that's unfortunate. Wait, hold on. Alright, there we go. That's much better. I don't really want any noise because I didn't really intend to have noise in this video. Probably because you can't really go 4-hour game and then like pause our recording every so often, but we can do this. It's fucked up last time, but it should work. But yeah, so let's move this. Or I guess where would be the best place? Here, actually. You know, I don't even know. And there's, as you can already see, oh, I forgot to start a timer. Someone disconnected, but essentially what this is a multiplayer game of Civ 5 that, and as you can see, it's 4 hours long. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this down into 4 1-hour, I guess, commentaries, if you could call them. Because I said I'd do this, but yeah, there's salt. Because usually if someone leaves, then the lobby's pretty much destroyed almost instantly. But this was actually a good game. Probably one of the best games I ever had. Mainly because this was actually a comeback game. I have no clue why the cursor is looking like that, but and I have no clue what I'm doing. The game's probably lagging, that's why. That's usually what happens. I always try to assign my tiles, and it almost never works the first time, but yeah. So it's literally just going to be me speaking for the entire video, but I should probably pause it real quick. Alright, there we go. I apologize for, of course, with this might be just multiplayer. I don't think it's in single player, but I disabled the fog of war, or pretty much I keep the lowest settings possible to not lag up the game, and it still lags a ton because it's multiplayer Civ 5. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't check the victory screen here to see the R civs, but I don't know. I saw my Civ, which is Portugal, which isn't really that good of a Civ. Mainly because well, for me personally, because I mainly use internal trade routes rather than external, but and then also my start I guess wasn't too bad, but this was legendary start. They'll talk about it later I guess, but it's not too bad. It's actually a really good start. I have two production or 2 food 1 production tiles adjacent to my cap, and I have a huge river system and mining mining luxury resources, which mining and masonry luxury resources are the best. Calendar and trapping usually aren't too good, I guess, but it's a good if you could get. Also, probably should have moved to the coast, but I would lose my ivory, so, but yeah. Unfortunate. You have to, I didn't see it, but yeah. And then I'm looking at a south spot, which I ended up didn't settle. It's Jesus. Because what I usually do is I almost always go scout, worker, settler straight away. And also, there's my first neighbor, which you'll see what happens to him later on, but oh yeah, and then the guy who left actually got Venice. And then that's when I check victory progress and find a Venice. Ah, Jesus. Venice is a fun Civ to play. I mean, I don't play Civ necessarily to win, I play it to have fun. Well, that could be a lie because I actually try fairly hard in these multiplayer games, but I usually almost always go like tradition in my standard route, but I like to have fun. Yeah, double trade routes that's really fun because you essentially just get a boatload of gold, and then yeah, I'm looking at my, I don't even know why I did that. That literally did nothing. I guess I don't know. Now I wouldn't really call it aesthetics, but like I wouldn't call it like OCD where I have to be working 2 wheat tiles versus a wheat and a deer. I really hope because I have this on low that I'm still happen to pick up my voice. If I don't pick up my voice, I'm going to be extremely disappointed, I guess. But yeah, and then I have a really weird way of exploring. I usually like to stick to the coastlines, so you end up getting like, Jesus, instead of like an even area explored. Ideally, when you explore, you sort of want to explore outward. So like your capital would have essentially evenly revealed space around it. So like essentially a giant circle. Unless you start on the coast, then it'd look a bit weirder. But for me, I usually just have like these sprawling tendrils of exploration. Oh, are you joking? The video said it exported the entire thing. That's unfortunate. Might have to pause it for a bit to fix it. It should be working now. I have no idea if it's actually will, but we'll see. I guess I don't even know if this is picking up my voice. So it's just hopefully everything goes right. It's the best I can say. Maybe it was a full screen that. Yeah, I'm just usually I have my phone on me and like half the game is spent looking through my phone waiting for other people to end their turns, but sometimes if it's like I'm actually tryharding and like I'm like in this game I wouldn't say I really try hard because I wasn't doing everything as efficiently as I could have, but I was still trying somewhat hard, like because the reason why this is probably one of the well not one of the favorites, but like probably the favorite. Well, I've only recorded one Civ 5 game, but it's a good game because I come back actually, so I try hard for a good deal of time in order to make that happen. But once I start snowballing, then I don't really have to. But yeah, this is a Pangea map, I think, but it was a really weird Pangea. Like, Civ 5 map generation isn't really that good. It's like a Pangea, but it was more like a fractal, and it had a couple inland seas. And there's Persia. That's the first weird thing. Our capitals are, like, so close to each other. Like, that's probably about 10 tiles, I'd say. I can't count because of the fog of wars blocking my view, but yeah, it's about 10 tiles. And yeah, and he started in Tundra, but he actually didn't get too bad to start. Really high production potential. He'll just need to feed his cat with food. But the only unfortunate part about his star is that like I'm sort of blocking him from the rest of the world, in a sense, because it's literally he's at like the top corner of the map, and I am just right below him. But yeah, and as you can see, I've got my first settler, well technically second, but the settler from my second city rolling. I'm only at 2 pop 2, so I still like to get that out early. So like I'm gonna have to sell before he can, and like look at those resources, fairly good. The deer is pretty crappy, but those others are really good, I would say. And yeah, there's a scout. You always really have to worry if a scout's just gonna snipe your worker, but usually the note of thumb is people in multiplayer, they usually don't snipe like workers. They'll snipe or unguarded workers in your territory. They'll snipe unguarded settlers, definitely. I can't say I haven't done that, but it's usually not worth starting a war over a single worker. Like, yeah. And then I'm looking at possible settle spots. But yeah, I guess we really sort of got dicked with the spawn because everyone else got much better spawns, I would say. Like the Venice guy got probably I would say the best spawn in the game once I see it. And then this guy saying the guy above me is saying barbs on. I'm surprised he doesn't have barbs because barbs usually spawn in like the tundra, the frozen tundra. So also yeah, I can be more efficient with my in there. Go for the usual tradition. Tradition's almost always the best unless you have like a civ. Oh yeah, and someone else is already complaining about barbs, but. Yeah, there are a few cases where tradition wouldn't be the best. Mainly if you have like a 0 production start, then Liberty might be a good choice. So if you have like a jungle start, then I would consider going Liberty. And then I gotta bring my scout back to escort my settler. And then moving my worker to improve the deer. Or the... No, that's ivory. Settler in 4. Usually it's I would recommend to wait for your settler, but that's not my playstyle. I like to get my cities up and early, so I can focus on developing them. But yeah, I pretty much by that point I picked out my safe spot. It's that say that would get that golden con, because both of those aren't resources I have. And I'd also get the other river tiles that my capital won't, and potentially horses, and then extra copper, which isn't really that important, but that's more so just for what would you call it, the tile bonus, the production bonuses for the tile. Because I already have 2 within my capital, and that's more than enough, because you could always get a spare and trade it. 2 spares is fairly good, but yeah, usually other people are like trading with each other, so a good portion of the time, unless they have like he has tons of gold, I would be able to trade copper for him, even if someone else was trading with him. But for me, if I was trading my copper with him, and then that was my only spare copy, so yeah, I pretty much figured I'm gonna settle there, or maybe even next to the mountain. Yeah, I think I do sell next to the mountain, but the only unfortunate thing is there's just tons of random crappy plain tiles, but I still get the 2 luxury resources, the extra, uh, the copy luxury resource, or I guess it'd be unique versus, yeah, the 2 unique luxury resources, the copy, and then the mountain, and then that's a hill right there. And I don't think I saw it first, but it said river too, so I see that later, but it's also a river, so hills, mountain, river tiles are really good. If you can somehow get that on coast, that's even better, but yeah, I think that's where I end up settling. Played this game a few days ago, so as you can see, pretty much because of that, and I go straight for my second settler. But I'm pretty much at the bottom of the score now, so it's 5 turns to get to there. But I never send a settler unguarded anywhere. It's a terrible idea, but yeah, I'm at bottom of the score because I rushed a settler instead. And then my neighbor up to the north, Lord Wumbo, is leading, which isn't that really good. Also, I got 2 spare, or 2 copies of copper. Or how would I phrase that? I get 2 spare copper. Yeah, I'll just say spare. It sounds a lot better. Of course, the barbs. You always gotta watch out for them. And then now that I got that rune, I can sort of just explore anywhere I want. Yeah. Yeah, my gameplay is gonna be terrible for like this first part because I don't really do too well. But once all my problems are gone, then I sort of just like turtle up to victory. Also, the barb, barbs, they never go away. So that's a stone, not bad. Unfortunately, I think that hill is a plain, so I won't be able to get stoneworks. But also, I get my first copper online, so that's good. Yeah, usually, and then I think I go trying to improve my ivory, and then there my scouts getting destroyed. I actually don't recommend you escort a settler with a scout. That's just asking for trouble. Yeah, that's the... Now that I'm on the coast, I sort of just travel that until I get blocked by something. Or just, I don't even know if I have another reason. Yeah, I'm definitely settling there. I'm looking at all that. I'm looking to see if it's grassland, but it's mostly plains. There's like a couple grassland, but it's unfortunate. I prefer grassland. Plains next to river is good. Grassland next to river is good. Plains standalone is garbage. Grassland standalone is decent, because at least you can grow with grassland standalone. Like plains standalone, you won't grow. You'll have a bit more production, but still, you could always grow onto a production tile. There's no harm in that. Just looking at the area around me isn't really that great, I guess, but that one city would be fairly good. Yeah, and it's also, I forgot. I think there was one more source they haven't uncovered yet, but I'll have to see. Here's my next player. I met Rome. He was actually winning for a good portion of the game, and I think he was because I was the last person in the game, I think he was the second to last. So, like, he left once I sort of, like, pulled ahead and was going to win, basically. And then after that, he left. Usually Civ games never... I've only finished 5 Civ games. And I've won, I think, 3 of them. Oh yeah, I uncovered that deer. But yeah, I finished 5 and I won 3 of them. I remember my first win was actually Venice on a one city only challenge, and then I won through diplomacy. We had a Korea in that game when I was going culture for whatever reason. He actually had everyone but me, but then he got knocked out by some Inca guy who just beeline XComs and tried to take everyone's capital. He tried to take mine, but I defended it well enough. I remember that game. Then I won a game without DLC where I was Babylon and I just science victoried at like 1900 AD, but it was without DLC, so I could have done it faster, but I didn't really know how the science victory without DLC worked. I'm probably gonna cringe a lot soon because I don't really do too well. Those barbarians can really screw over my settle. I don't think they do though. I think I get the first settle off fairly like easily, but the second one was really hard. And that city wasn't even that good, so let's see. Continuing exploring, there's the spearman. And then there's the settle location. My main priority is like usually natural wonders and then luxury resources. This isn't like Civ 6 where you have to spam cities. And then yeah, I'm gonna change my tile assignments to food so I can grow while producing my unit. And then yeah, there's this other stone. So I think I'm just looking at what resources I get, but I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and then 2 of them unique luxuries, 2 bonus. I actually think there weren't that many reloads or like resyncs during this game, which was good, and I make sure I get my worker back, but it's really important. Don't want to lose your worker area to some barbs, but I don't really think there were that many reloads this game, honestly, but then I gotta get the new city up and running. And yeah, that city also, what it does is it sort of, this city definitely, alright, yeah, and then we confirm the guy who left got Venice, but this city essentially blocks off Persia from the rest of the world, like even more so, because there's literally nothing to the left of that city. It's all just like plains, hills. So yeah, literally, and then desert. So there's literally, he's sort of just like stuck up there. And I think that was a good move, like, but you'll see the complications of it later. Probably in this. Probably it's over by the end of this because I'm going for an hour, right? I think so, yeah. But so I'm gonna wanna hopefully I can snipe that barb cam. I don't think I do though. That glitch always happens. You shoot and it still wants to shoot, but it doesn't. It's just unfortunate. Yeah. So far, I haven't spotted any other luxury, or any other unique luxury. That's why I'm holding off on making a settler. Because I don't really want to forward sell Persia. There's not really a ton of room between us. That city was important it was important that I get that city though, but still, I don't really want to push when I can sort of, like, develop my cities and then, like, I'm at 1 turn for the settler, I think. And then, yeah, barbs are wrecking my capital. That it really depends, like your spawn, whether or not you have to deal with barbs. Also, there's my other neighbor, India, Longhorn fan. It's Texas Longhorns, right? I don't exactly remember. I'm not that into sports. I more so like to play sports rather than like watch. But I think he gets the camp. We'll see. Yeah, I got it. Unfortunate for me, that could have been a couple extra gold, but not enough to make any significant difference, I guess. It's only like, if you don't go honor, it's not a lot. It's only like 16 or something. Yeah, I suppose I could have settled on the coast on that force if I really wanted to, but that'd be extremely exposed to, like, just getting bombarded from those hills. So yeah. What am I doing now with this city? Oh, you have to... I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna see where, like, find his capital. And then I get a shrine there. Because ideally you should get a shrine early. Usually what people do is they go pottery, and then as soon as they get that, get a shrine. Because that gives them opportunity at first pantheon. And usually what they do is they get faith generating pantheons, so they'll eventually be able to get up, hopefully, first religion, and if so, then that's fairly powerful. But usually I just don't, unless I get like a natural wonder spawn, or like I get a really good, like a stone quarries, or any like faith generating pantheon, I guess, then another one's Earth Mother. That's probably one of the few other ones. Yeah, I'm getting destroyed by barbs here. With and then yeah, I just move. I can't be at negative happiness, so I'm just gonna sit on my worker while barbs just rush my capital. Also, yeah, is that no? I still. So yeah, he's actually very close to me. He's pretty much cutting me off from the rest of the world on his end. I guess I can make a settle along that river to my west, but that's fairly far from my cap. It doesn't give me unique luxury, so it's I don't think it's really worth it. It's close to him anyway, so. And I also haven't explored to my southeast, which I think at this point I assume that it was just coastline, like there wasn't anything there, but there's actually a bit of land that leads to Venice. But yeah, I don't really know whether I should like explain like myself. Oh yeah, there's Delhi. I think I'm just gonna talk over what I do. I don't really think I'm gonna give like any tips. And then yeah, there's so the glitch is where it takes one turn after you improve the resource to like for the to transition from unhappiness to happiness. So that's a turn of a bit. Or yeah, I'm looking because I'm looking to try and get that spices, but it would be a bit of an aggressive settle, I guess you could call it. Really don't want to piss off either of my neighbors when I'm sandwiched in between them. Like, Venice is already winning. Venice is actually in the lead for most of the game, and he probably actually would have won. I don't think I would have won in the end, mainly because I'm terrible at countering diplomacy victory, because I just don't generate enough gold for that. I guess I could war, but the problem is I sort of need like other people in order to help counter that. I can't just be like me and tons of AIs while they just watch the one person win, I guess. Yeah, just checking that city. So gonna get my granary up. It's good for my three resources that are adjacent to my capital. Even though I'm getting wrecked by barbs, I probably should have built another like warrior or something, but thankfully they all just reassign to my cap and take tons of damage, but I guess that was lucky, and then gotta reassign tiles. As long as you're happy, you can continue growing usually. And then also, yeah, there's another unique luxury and another bonus resource. No, that I think that's what they call Civ 6. No, actually they call it that here too, but and then some river. So that's in our settle location that I'll try and get to. Yeah, unfortunately, since they're surrounding my city, I won't be able to work those tiles, but this isn't Civ 6. Yeah, and then I can kill that guy. And then I can grab shock. It's usually not worth to instant heal. I can sometimes get in a bad habit of and then I'm looking at settling there because I realize I won't have to forward settle him for his spices because I have my own copy to the south of me. Spices that are one tile away from being grabbed by his capital. Even though they're not within 3 tiles reach, but yeah, you can see at this point, usually by this point, people who are actually good at Civ would have gotten their first or second settled technically down. So I'm sort of like watching my neighbors here, like, and then I find Rome with a size 7 city. Yeah, Rome. I think for the entire game, Rome is the largest area than me or city. I think I catch up with everyone in the end, but Rome. And then also there's a few more sources. It's not too bad of a spot. I'm still looking because I want to get that. I have that one settler that has 1 turn to go, so it takes me a while to actually find a spot though. So I think that's actually exactly where I settle on that hill. Yeah, I think that's where I end up settling, but it takes me a while to get there because that barb camp was really obnoxious, and I sort of just delayed like actually building an army to send it to take it away or to kill it so I can. Yeah, I do end up settling on that hill. And then I can kill that. And then finally improve the copper so I can actually get some happiness. See what I go sailing, even though I never do anything regarding sailing with that city. And there's Rome. Yeah, Rome was winning for a good portion of the game, so I honestly went sometime around mid-game, I thought that I was pretty much going to get stomped because I thought I was playing against real good people. but they sort of just warred each other into irrelevancy, thankfully. I had an early game war, which you should see soon coming up, but yeah. It's actually a bit, also that's that glitch as well. I have to move all the way back to make sure it doesn't just automate all the way to my capital. Oh yeah, there's another, bananas. Oh, I have no clue what's going on there. Good to know that I can do that, though, I guess. It's, I don't even know. I don't question it. Yeah, get my, no, that's my, yeah, it's my second, settler. And yeah, that's actually not too bad of a location, because I think I'm looking at all the resources I get within my city. I might have been able to settle one lower on that jungle, but it honestly really doesn't matter. What do I get? I think I get a worker, yeah. Because I almost always use my trade routes for internal, and then that worker I can send straight to my third city. Yeah, geez, that mouse is looking extremely weird. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, think about it. It might have been better to settle on that jungle one lower, because I still get the truffles that are, oh yeah, also that obnoxious camp. But I would still get the truffles, just it would be a different source. But I think I settle on that anyway, because I don't really care, but I'd rather be more inland than coastal. That seems a bit more defensible. Also, demographics. Yeah, I'm checking his soldiers and I see that he's dead last. I don't know why I thought of it to do that at this time. I guess since I didn't really have anything to build that immediately. I just thought, why not get a couple soldiers? But I don't end up doing that. Yeah, with my expansion settling, I try to get at least one unique luxury resource. If there's natural wonder, I'm obviously going for that, even if it's a crap one, just because it's a natural wonder. So you have to go all the way around. And then my other expands, I guess in our expand I could have really made. I wasn't never really going to expand up northwest. There's not really a lot there, but it's a bit far from my capital. I might have expanded on the coast northeast of my capital, but I don't really want to forward settle India, especially since they get like war elephants and stuff, and there's not a lot there. I was really limited in my settle options this game, I guess, but yeah, that was sort of the only other option. And then I meet Indonesia. I don't even know where I just did, but short hair 39. I think he's actually the first guy to get knocked out, but we'll see. My bad, second. He's the second guy to get knocked out. And then also, I think I just noticed that barbarian, but thankfully, I'm looking at the host. If it takes a while to transition turns, usually someone's dropping. I always check just to, and then yeah, also I can bring my scout back now that my warrior is going to the sell spot. Then the thing is, that's one of the things I remember thinking about. What I could have done was I could have worked that one food, one production town. I would have grown, and I would have had to work on our one food, one production to stagnate. Or I could work a 2 production, 2 gold and get extra gold. So I figured that was the best option. Now I gotta grow, actually. And then I realized my growth doesn't make any sense. So I'm just gonna work that. Or at least if I worked max food, it would still be the same amount of time as if I worked that ivory. Oh, jeez. And I'm working on getting my Pantheon. I don't get a religion this game. A few good Pantheons have already been taken. But yeah, I think I end up going for Sun God. Mainly because I usually look for Pantheons in my capital. I was going to go for a bonus food from camps because I have 3 camps, but I usually almost always go for what's in my capital unless it's like regarding a natural wonder. Then I won't, but it's almost always in my capital because that's usually where your Pantheon lasts the longest. And then, geez, I'm going to have to watch some cringy decisions by myself in a couple minutes. And then after that, I don't want to send the worker over just yet because I don't have that city up and running. So, and then I send a caravan because my second city is getting a granary. And I'll be able to use that caravan soon to send food to my capital. Yeah, Rome has quite a few good settle locations that they can use. But I actually never really see. This is like soon to be the limits of my worldly exploration, like really soon. But yeah, I'm looking now. India's last in soldiers, so I don't have to worry about them. But also, it's really unfortunate that I think I might have cursed then seeing that archer because that like halts my progress significantly. Also, yeah, that's now 3 food, 2 gold, or 3 production, 2 gold Tasso. Yeah, that archer significantly slows. I think I end up getting that city about 30 turns later. So that city like literally founding at 30 turns later, but it wasn't too good. That barbarian camp placement is really unfortunate for me. That sort of screwed me over, but yeah. Let's see. Now I can get the oligarchy bonus from my scout, and then I'm not sure whether I play fast or not compared to other people. I think I do play a bit faster, or like a bit like speedy, but I'm not. It's not really like haste. I would say it's more so just how I naturally play. During war time, that's definitely haste, but yeah, now I'm sort of dropping. I'm almost last, but yeah, I'm sort of. I'm would say I'm recovering from like that initial barbarian like assault or barrage on my capital. Just and then I think I was thinking of getting 2 cities down, but I don't really think it's worth it. It's not really if you go Liberty, then I would say it's worth it. Also, Rome's getting wonders, so he's top. And then both my neighbors are still in 1 city at this point. I think isn't really too good, but I don't really know. They might have a situation that prevents them from doing that. So yeah, that's the most efficient way you can work your tiles. But, and I'm constantly checking. Rome's last. And then I know it's Persia's last in the top 3, which are fairly important, especially manufactured goods when you're looking at like someone's possibility of attacking you. Because like happiness leads to food, which could also lead to production, or happiness leads to growth, I guess, not necessarily food, but which also leads to growth, which leads to just happiness in the game. And then like usually I didn't even really look at happiness. That's more like for the future, but at this point in time, he wasn't doing too well. Like, our caps are the same size. And this, oh, and there's his barb camp. But that was coming from, like, me, like, wasting tons of building 2 settlers versus him not building any settlers. So, I think what I do, yeah, at this point, I think I build a caravan and let it sit at 1 turn because I don't really have anything else to build in that city. I could build, I guess, a shrine, but I'm going to get my Pantheon soon, and I know I'm not going religion this game, so I could build, like, a worker, like a unit, but just caravan for growth once I get that city down. It takes me a while, too. I literally think it took me to, like, turn 75. Like, I'm not even joking. I think it took me about 20-something more turns from this point, but yeah, I definitely do sell on that hill. That's just final confirmation. No, I gotta move that scout back because it's not capable of taking a camp on it by itself. I don't really do a lot for these next like few turns. I'm sort of just like waiting to like promote my unit and then leave. But yeah, I'm just sort of waiting for everyone else at this point. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I really hope this is getting audio. I still have no idea if it is. This might even be paused. No, it's not. I don't know why I always check. So 32 and so my can't for my so my phone is about a minute forward, but I think I'm looking at pretty much embarking to that place. I think I don't really have a choice that, but those barbarian placements are really unfortunate. And then send it to Porto to send food to my cap. Let's see, that's 1 more turn, so or no, it's not. But yeah, I'm gonna get my library. I'm doing not too well in terms of science at this point, but I sort of couldn't let my capital grow for a bit. And then, yeah, they're even less than everything. Or they're starting to become less. Persia, I mean, is starting to become less in a lot of things, so. But for whatever reason, everyone took forever to settle their, like, second. I know Rome at this point probably has a second city up. Indonesia, I think, has a second city up, but Persia and India are still waiting. There's food in my cap. I have to make sure that trade route doesn't get pillaged. If only I could control the way it went, but can't, unfortunately. And now, that's a lot more food. Alright, now I think I just go straight to Sun God, yeah. Get Sun God to buff those 2 wheat tiles. Now I can sort of like not work the grassland tiles. And then just a bit of lag. So yeah, I don't really have to work those crappy grassland tiles anymore. Now I do heal instantly there because I think my guy was going to die, but I have to just... I don't even know what I'm doing from here. I literally just left him sitting there for way too long. Should have brought my settler back at that point to Lisbon so he can get embarking ability. Oh yeah, that hand axe thankfully left. If it didn't, it probably would have pillaged my trade route. Fortunately, yeah. And then 5 versus 5. So, and I don't really think 5 turns is still. It's because Sun God along with that caravan. I don't really want to take away the production of my capital, especially since I'm at 1 happiness and plan on settling a new city. But yeah, just now the guy fully heals, I can take down that camp. I'm surprised Rome hasn't, but or a cockadoodle do. I can't really make fun of other people's Steam names because mine's really unoriginal. So can't make fun of people like Cockadoodle, Lord Wombo, well, Showhair 39, and Longhorn Fan especially. That is not unique at all. Probably 1 through 112 were taken, but Showhair, I guess a bit. Yeah, that's a weird Steam name though. So yeah, God, I really feel bad for the Persia player of this game. He sort of, if that was me in that situation, I don't think I would suicide into myself currently Portugal. I think I would get up a couple of cities, wait till maybe medieval era, but I could get one on the coast. I see one on the plains, to northeast of that Ivory. That wouldn't be too bad of a city. I can get one to the west, maybe even a couple. Oh yeah, and I think Cockadoodle's dropping. Oh no, he's not doing too bad. But yeah, I would have got, and if I was him, because right now it's turn 54. He hasn't settled his second city. That's like telling me something. I'm not really exactly, and that city can still grow. Actually, and then I think I'm not sure even when I move that warrior. It just takes a while. Now I can get a watermill for production. Also, with freedom, there's a tenant that gives you bonus happiness to watermills. So even if you don't like need the food or production, it's still worth building it. It's 2 maintenance. That's somewhat like high maintenance for early game, but you could always just wait until like you're doing well in terms of gold. But yeah, I think I'm looking at everyone in there. Yeah, so Longhorn Fan is Spirit Truffles, which I will get with that city. I'm not even actually. I don't think I get truffles, a source of truffles for the entire game. Like I literally think that city did not end up expanding and it just didn't care enough to actually do something about it. But yeah, so Alright, look at Short Hairs first for his, because I don't really want to trade with my neighbor. Also because I'm gonna get truffles, or at least he'll be within range. Also I get Monarchy, so that wasn't really needed. But also I noticed the experience hasn't gone up at all. So I think this is when I move the warrior. Yeah, I get them out of there. Wasted way too much time just sitting there. That was one of the many faults I did this game, but yeah. I'm not even sure. I'm slowly getting further and further away from the camera speaker. And then yeah, Rome still lasts. I don't know what Rome is even doing at this point, but yeah, I honestly I hope it's picking me up right now. I'm literally like leaning back in my chair. I'm watching the video. It's literally just the key. It's doing its own thing. So I don't think they could have killed me because that archer isn't able to shoot me. But yeah, I'm about to get that wheat. Yeah, that's quite decent production in my capital, or at least food. Now I have that caravan sitting on 1 turn and a worker sitting on 1 turn from my new city. Because once I get a grinder, I'm gonna wanna immediately send a caravan to my capital. Is still both Persia and India for whatever reason are not settling. I don't know why. I think I was weirding me out at this point because I think I was sort of thought like, yeah, he's probably preparing for war. Also, you can tell he's in a golden age because his marble. Oh no, he just got the mausoleum. I didn't notice that. So diplomacy. I'm looking at a Longhorns fan. His what do you call it? Oh, I was looking because he got statue of Zeus. So I was looking to make sure, because I think Statue of Zeus is honor, and he did go honor. So that's, if someone goes honor and they're right next to you, that's a really bad sign. Because in order to use honor effectively, you sort of have to war. So, and then I think a circus or a caravan. No, I already have a caravan at one turn, so I just wanted to make sure. I think I actually get a walls. I think. Yeah, I think I do get a walls, because that city's fairly exposed to Persia. My other city, Porto, is extremely defensible from both Persia and India, so I don't really think I prioritize walls in that city over, like, actual units that I can send to my cap. Also, I found Jakarta, and I see all coastal resources, and he didn't get God of the Sea that game. That was actually Venice, but yeah, he's like a perfect capital. Wheat and deer, marble, and then tons of coast, or at least coastal resources. Yeah, it's really good. Let's see. I can work on that stone now. And what else is in my capital? No, I don't think it just grew. I think that was just me. Yeah, it did grow. I don't know what I was even thinking. But yeah, I think I was really angry at this moment because I wasn't able to set. If I sold that city earlier, I probably would have been able to better defend my own cities. But yeah, I don't know what I like said I went foreshadow, and then I'm basically foreshadowing this war that's going to happen. With you can guess who at this point, but it was I didn't really leave him an option, and nor did the game. If looking at our 5 capitals, me and Persia really got dicked hard. Like India actually got somewhat dicked because they only have like coast below them. Indonesia actually does fairly well for a good portion of the game, and then it ends up, yeah, he like I said, it was the second one that got knocked out. So that's second loser basically. Also, whatever reason, there's like lines flashing across my screen. I have no clue why. It's like in the old school film, but I don't know. It's not important. Yeah, I think that's the most efficient way. If I move to that spot, also there's an archer, but I count the tiles it'll take for me to retreat to Porto, and I'll be able to get to the grassland, or the forest, so. That spearman's almost done healing. Unfortunately, Rome's capital is sort of blocking any more exploration. Also, I noticed, I'm not sure I noticed this or not, like, at this point in time, but I'm at 0 city-states. Like, I forgot this was a Pangea Plus, so all the city-states were on, and also I lied, this is Pangea Plus, not just a normal Pangea, so all the city-states are so offshore, so that's another reason why I might have wanted to move to the coast. But then I guess I didn't know that hill was on the coast, so. But yeah, I got walls in one turn. Somewhat useful in my cap. It's literally just all flatlands north of me, so. What do I do now? I don't even know. I think I start building, like, or at least, because normally what I do is, before I get a barracks, I build units until they have 1 turn, then I get a barracks, because it's not really worth building a barracks, having to upkeep the maintenance for it, and then not, like, having